Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Farrell, the Worldwide Executive Director for Humanities team, and welcome to Global Oneness Day 2017. Wow, it's great to be with you. This is the beginning of the whole day. I'm here with our opening ceremony special guests, Michael Bernard Beckwith and Panache Desai. Michael and Panache, do you want to just say hi real quick as we get started?
Beloved Stephen and everyone else listening, it is my joy to be with you, and a big hello.
My love to you all, and it's an honor, as always, to just share in this space of truth with you.
Okay, thank you so much, Michael. And Panache, you're going to hear more from them momentarily. Our theme this year is Oneness, living into the unity of all of life. We have an incredible day planned with over 12 hours of video programming and over 50 speakers who are part of 14 programs, beginning with this one. If possible, take the whole day off. You'll be glad you did. This program is free, and we're making available the entire 12-plus hour program for free for 48 hours if you miss any part of today's program. A quick word about this day. We believe you'll find this program to be very inspiring. The speakers are extraordinary, and they're all freely giving of their time. But this day is about much more than just inspiration. Like Earth Day, we hope to catalyze real change year-round. In this case, our focus is on living as an emanation of the divine, as who we really are. Imagine all of the Earth's inhabitants, all of humanity communing with the divine within and expressing their divinity out in the world with real love for each other in all of life. That's what this day is all about. It's a call to action to live year-round as who we really are. This year, to help propel us toward this vision, we're offering a 52-week intensive focusing on this. You can read about it at awakennewspecies.com. It'll come after Global Oneness Day. I'd like to thank all of the co-creators, financial sponsors, speakers, referral partners, my colleagues in Humanities team, and each of you. You all made this day possible. I'd now like to invite our special guest to share. Michael Bernard Beckwith is going to go first and start us off with an evocation.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you, everyone that's listening. It's my joy. It's my joy to be with you, to be just an instrument of love and peace and harmony and wholeness. So I invite us all in this moment to just jump to center, to turn within for just a moment. And turning within, eyes open or closed, it matters not. We're simply turning away from the world of effects, the world of circumstances and situations, though turning away from people, places, and things, the manifest world, and turning within into the great power, the great presence, the great love, the great joy, the great intelligence, that we choose to call divine source, unlimited good, divine life, the presence of God that is never an absence, whatever we choose to call it. We're standing at its center, and we are centers of its unfolding. In great gratitude and great thanksgiving and pure appreciation, I recognize that this presence is everywhere in its fullness, and that by means of us is seeking to express itself more fully and completely. Therefore, in this moment of unity, I speak the word for this Global Oneness Day, that it does become a catalyst to individuals waking up to this sacred truth, and that they are on an arc of unfoldment of living this truth on a daily basis at an ever increasing way, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And that today marks a moment in which all of us break out of time, step into eternity, and allow for the fullness of life to take over our existence. Every speaker, every panelist, every facilitator is blessed exceedingly well. And we are free. For this and more than words could ever say or even convey, I give thanks and let it be. And so it is. Amen.
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 And so in this awareness of our kickoff, one of the things that Steve said is that we're leaning into a sense of unity as we are all emanations of the presence. And I think this is very important. That kind of says it all. And an emanation carries everything that the source carries. Just as a wave carries the ocean and a sunbeam carries the sun, we carry the presence that is never an absence. Not a man in the sky called God, but a presence that is never an absence. And what we're seeking to be about is co-creating a field of love and beauty and intelligence and kindness and compassion, a field that is rich and as real as the field of gravity, the field of magnetism. Both of these fields you can't see physically, but they affect us nevertheless. And so what we're creating together is a field of unity and oneness, as centers of coherence around unity and oneness that will simultaneously affect all of us and allow us to become an active participant in our own unfolding, our own evolution. The evolution, of course, begins with an involution, that is a divine idea. Just as there's a seed and then the seed evolves and becomes a plant or a tree, there's an involution within all of us, the perfect idea held at our center. And we are at the stage of our unfoldment where we have to consciously participate in this unfolding and this evolution. It's not just going to happen through natural selection or through external circumstances. This unfolding of our unity of awareness happens as we participate. We're participating right now by creating a center of coherence. This Global Oneness Day, it happens through sacred spiritual practices. It happens through intentionality. It happens through our deep surrender and willingness to become more, never less than our true self. So unity, oneness it's a truth that we're seeking to not just know about, but to know. I think for years, it's been taught, thousands of years. It's the perennial religion. It's been taught about. But at this moment in human history, we can't just know about it. We have to know it. And so that carries a deep sense of urgency and a deep sense of willingness and surrender, so that we actually know this unity. To merely believe it is not enough anymore. To believe in it, to believe about it. I teach that believing is an operational substitute for knowing. It's a placeholder until we know something, a placeholder that provides a context for spiritual practice, spiritual intentionality, sacred and high and holy fellowship. And so it's my joy to be a part of the kickoff, to say that this sense of unity that we all believe in, it's now time for us to go beyond belief into divine encounter with our sacred unity, and then from there be compelled into right action as individuals, as a community, and as a species to birth a kind and just global society. So those are my opening remarks. I'm here to stand with you, Steve, and Panache on this beginning of what I believe to be an auspicious gathering of all of us.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you, Michael. That was just awesome. That evocation, those inspirations. Thank you for starting us off so beautifully. And Panache, Desai, can you come in, please?
It's my deepest wish for you all in being here that you move into an experiential place within yourself, where the divinity that dwells within you becomes the irrefutable moment-to-moment experience of life and living. That happens through your willingness to simply begin to embrace who you are on the level of your humanity. Through this, any and all forms of repression or suppression that they're keeping you trapped in the illusion of separation begin to fall away. And this accelerated inner alchemical process begins to cultivate life force energy within you so powerfully that you not only begin to embody your divinity, but you then in turn begin to emanate it out from you and through you for the world to experience around you. And so in fully receiving everything that my beloved brother Michael has shared, may this day mark the beginning of the remembrance and the rebirthing of the truth of who you are, not just through the conceptual framework of what it means to live in connection with the divine, but also through the receiving of the energies, the vibrations, and the frequencies, and the greater emanation of presence itself from all of the speakers that serve to remind you of the presence that lives within you, the presence that is already whole and complete, the presence that is already abiding in oneness, the part of you that is love, the part of you that is health, the part of you that is peace, and the part of you that is love. So for all of this and more, I am so grateful, and may the energies of this day facilitate this accelerated inner alchemy through which you begin to access deeper states of presence, through which you begin to move into deeper states of acceptance, through which you liberate your life force energy or prana and begin to build it and cultivate it within you, so much so that you begin to experience transcendent states of consciousness and then in turn become an instrument through which the divine loves its creation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just breathe into that here for a moment. That was stunning, Panache, and thank you. And we have a couple of moments here. Let me just say, it's such a privilege and pleasure to be with both of you. Thank you both for being here to launch Global Oneness Day. You're extraordinary, and these comments you both made and the evocation to start us off are perfect. So, Michael, just any brief call to action to viewers as we start this 12-hour day of things, that you might invite people to. Also, your web address so people can follow you and Agape and your programs at Agape.
If they want to tune into anything that's going on at Agape, the love streaming classes where I'm speaking, that type of thing, they can go to agapelive.com, agapelive.com, and they can see me live and they can see what's going on in the community. I like the word that Panache used. One of my favorite words is alchemy. And an alchemist, what an alchemist knows is that if you're going to transmute lead to gold, you have to have a small, tiny bit of gold available. You have to have that vibration and frequency for lead to become gold. And of course, alchemy is symbolic of changing our leaden consciousness to a golden state of the awareness of a practicing of the presence. And so what I would say to individuals is that somewhere in their life, there is some gold already. There's something to be grateful for, something to be thankful for, something that they can appreciate, some awareness that they have of their oneness with the presence. And in order to be a part of the conscious alchemical process, you have to shift your attention from the places that appear to be not working in the world, not working in your life. Place your attention on where the gold already is, and then begin to allow that to be your identification point. And then you will shift that frequency into the other areas, and then alchemy will take place. The lead places will become golden. You have to have some gold for that to happen. And that's our awareness of what is real in our life, coupled with intentionality, spiritual practice, and then we can be the true alchemists that we're meant to be. You just don't go from lead to gold. You take lead with a little tiny piece of gold, and then because we're talking frequency here, we're talking vibration, and then you can up-level everything else in your life. So oftentimes people, they focus so much on the challenge that they forget the golden areas in their life, and they forget the vision that's pulling them, which is golden in so many ways. And that's what I would offer right now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Michael. Panache, just a brief, if you have 30 seconds or so as a call to action.
The call to action is to not just hear, but experience the truth that's emanating from everybody that's been called to participate in this day. Sitting in the presence is an ancient practice through which we begin to be reminded at the deepest level, as Michael so eloquently said, of the gold that is already inherently present. Mm-hmm. You're not becoming divine. You are remembering that you already are. Mm-hmm. You're not becoming healthy. You are simply reinforcing the health that is already available to you in this moment. You are not on a destination to abundance. You are reclaiming the abundance that is your birthright, that is your God-given gift. And so don't just listen to the words. Feel the presence that is the culmination of so many years of spiritual practice that is being shared with you energetically and vibrationally through every form that is called to be here and participate.
Beautiful. Thank you again. Thank you, Panache. Thank you, Michael. And you're going to see more of them because they're up next in the Oneness with the Divine panel that's coming next. It's with Michael Bernard Beckwith, Panache Desai, Matthew Fox, and Gary Zukov. So an extraordinary panel. Be sure to stay tuned. Before we begin, we're going to be silent for 10 seconds to center ourselves in oneness with the divine and each other. We call this a oneness moment. We're going to begin our oneness moment now.